How's it going? This is vlog 11:32 a.m. Thursday, March 7th, 2019. Um, I never got I never got to sleep last night because freaking um because freaking just couldn't get to sleep. I was working all night long on the the uh, the Jesus earphones. I mean, keyboard. The uh, I was working on the roads of Italy, and it's a lot of work, more work than I thought. I have to find the road course. I have to decide how to put the road on top of a of a train track or a road. You know what I mean? It's just lots of stuff to think about. Having to identify bridges and tombs and the research finding where the road went. For some reason, nobody figured it out, man. I don't understand why. I'm the I'm the person who has to put together all of history on Google Earth, man. So much work. Um, so yeah, I wasn't really even listening to anything. I was listening to like pop culture stuff today because I can't. I've been reading only the research on my stuff and having to think. Like Laurentium. I'm thinking about moving Laurentium. That kind of stuff. So I have to make all kind. I have to make all kinds of executive decisions every day. So it makes it really slow going. It's totally different from the brain candy stuff. So, um, but yeah, I really want to get to the point where I can get all the roads and all of the aqueducts on there, because then I can look at them and I can help figure it out. When you have the roads, it really gives you a good idea of the Roman world. I was looking at the Via Latina, and I saw how far it went down, and it just clicked. I went, oh, okay, so that's the Roman world, for the beginning of Rome when they were a republic at that time period. And you could just see how the valleys from Rome went out to a certain area, like maybe when they got too steep for the mountains. And so, yeah, it really helps bring it back when you build it visually. Yeah, I'm gonna get to sleep now. It's 11:30, and I never got to sleep last night. I don't want to become totally diurnalized, and I'm not doing brain candy stuff. So when my brain gets tired, I don't work as well. I can't just go into autopilot and be like, like a machine. I have to think. So, but yeah, it's interesting piecing together Rome because nobody knows what it looked like, man. It is like there's a lot up to discretion, but it's also basically kind of like an IQ test. You know what I mean? You have to look at patterns. You have to be able to, like finding the actual road, even if it doesn't exist anymore, as a very faint line through grass type of a stuff. So it's fine. It's interesting. I wouldn't do it if somebody else was doing this. There's lots of other things that I'd prefer to do, but if I have to do this because nobody else does it, it's not really that big of a deal. It definitely does. It is exciting. So that's about it. I'm gonna sleep for a couple hours. Hopefully, I can get to sleep. I had to take my mom. I had to drop my car off over at my mom's house because she had to borrow it earlier this morning. That's one reason I stayed up all night long, so that I wouldn't have to fall asleep and then like struggle to get up just to get a car to my mom. So, anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep now. Um, oh, and yeah, today's my first day of really no weed. I'm like sober now because somebody gave me a little bit of weed the other day, but then I ran out of it yesterday, and so now I'm out. So sober, gonna get soberer and soberer. We'll see how that does for working. It's gonna make it. I'll think clearer. I'll be smarter. I'll feel better physically. So I'll be able to work more hours during the day. But the problem is, I get stressed out. Like when you're working, see, I get addicted to working. It's kind of like, I don't know if somebody knows, can relate to me. Like, say you're super lazy and you can't get up to pee. Maybe that would be a good way to say it. So say you're the kind of person who gets in bed and you watch TV and or couch watching TV and you just too lazy to pee. So you're sitting there until your bladder is just bursting. I get like that. Only I don't get like that just with peeing. I get like that with being hungry, but I also get like that with movement. If you sit in a perfectly still position after an hour or so, you're gonna get antsy and you're gonna feel like you have to move. And that's when I usually sit up. And so, oh shit, what was I talking about? Um, I do. Oh right, but when I'm not on weed, see, that's when I smoke weed because it calms me down. But without weed, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna have to sit up and maybe that's when I'll start exercising. I'll do like lift weights or something. But or maybe I'll just shake and sit up and then I'll be all right. But it'll be interesting and I'll vlog what it's like. um, it is, yeah. It'll be nice to think clearly though and have more motivation. Be able to go into the office and try and get my Medicaid back and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, if I can keep working good on this and be excited. I was smoking weed to get excited. A lot of times when I get really, really high, I get like, oh, gotta work, because I really have to see what the end result is going to be. So hopefully I'll be just as interested without the weed, and then we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I've talked long enough. Talk to you later, tomorrow.